We're live.
Yes, we are live. We are live. Well, I'm sort of half live. I'm live, but I'm not live. I am live, but I'm not live. You know.
Okay, you're live, but you're not live. Okay.
Okay. I mean,
Okay.
I'm live, but I'm not on camera yet. I'm in the
We'll go.
car, y'all. So, last
We'll go.
minute shopping and shit. Yeah, I know how
Hey,
that
you
goes.
gotta
But
get it done. It's the week of
gotta
Christmas
get it
already.
done.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
It's
I
the week of
know.
Christmas. Christmas
It
is in
is.
3 days.
3 days. 3 days.
3 days.
3 days.
Whoo.
This
I
year,
don't even know what to say, man, because I feel like this year has been in slow motion and fast tracking at the same exact time.
exactly, because it has. Because the thing is like, I got whiplash from all the stuff that's been going on. Like, every time you turn around, it's something happening. And
Mhm.
y'all know I've been telling y'all about my favorite movie for since 2023 when it came out, was Leave the World Behind.
Yeah,
And
that was a deep.
that was a deep movie. But this weekend, let me tell you something. When San Francisco had that little blackout and those Waymos had went crazy and blocked up the street, and then they had flooding everywhere, I was like, oh, if this isn't life imitating art. Or is it? Or was
I
it just
don't
telling
know.
us what was finna happen for real? I'm just saying.
I don't know.
But I'm the biggest conspiracy theorist, so don't listen to me. Y'all don't listen to me.
I think there's a
But
little
just
bit of
go
truth
watch it
in a
for
lot of the
yourself.
conspiracies that people think. They may not always be fully
Mm-hmm.
true, but I think there's a little bit of truth in many of them.
Right.
That's just my take on it. Um, but at the end of the day, we still live in it. Whether it's a conspiracy, whether we can prove it or not, we still living in our own preview of bullshit in hell at the current moment, politically and society wise. I mean, that's not to say. Let me not say that people are not
You
doing
know what
well,
we living in?
huh?
We living in the Truman Show.
That could be too. Because I'm not going to say we're not doing well. There's a lot of people that we're thriving, but you can be thriving.
Right.
I believe two truths can be true at the same time. Two opposing truths can be true at the same time
Absolutely.
as well. And so I believe
Absolutely.
that even though many of us are thriving, and then you have those that are struggling, and those that are going without, there's always that scale of humanity, right? I think that most of us are still able to acknowledge that this just feels like a preview of hell, or however they would describe it, like with all the chaos, all the craziness, all the fuckery, all the things that are going on, all the condemnation, prejudice, judgment, racism, hatred, evil running rampant, just with Orange Taco's ass up still in the office. Like the fact that he got it not only once but got voted in again, my mind cannot process that, because I cannot fathom. I'm not even gonna say people being that evil, but I cannot fathom people voting against their own self-interest like that. That's my soapbox, and that's not the topic of our show tonight. So we're gonna keep it moving. But like Gypsy said, if you have not watched that movie, it is a very telling movie, Leave the World Behind. Yeah. And
All
the
I
reason
want to do is be like that little girl. I just want to eat my big ass bowl of cereal and watch a DVD series of Friends.
no, we're not doing that. we need to at least go tell some people and warn some people. But the reason that we got off talking about that when we started, because what were you telling me before we went live, Gypsy?
That in San Francisco this weekend they had a blackout, and the blackout, of course, the blackout takes out power to everything. It took out power to traffic lights and everything. And those Waymo cars, everybody knows the Waymo cars are the new self-driving taxis. They lost they lost their compass. They didn't know what to do when there were no traffic lights to help them control themselves. And so they just stopped in the middle of the street. There's videos all over the internet of people like just watching them just stop and block up the street. And the same thing happened in Leave the World Behind with the Teslas, that they just start driving themselves in self-drive mode, and they messed up the freeway because they all just crashed. They all crashed on the freeway and just messed up the freeway. And so I was like, But I'm also a writer. So I also think like a writer when I look at movies and when I look at things like that. But I also think that in every bit of writing, there's a little bit of truth. When people say, oh, well, somebody just made this up or whatever. No, they fictionalize some parts so they wouldn't get sued.
I've been saying this since I was a teenager. Like I don't even remember the author, but I remember as a teenager reading the books, and they would talk about, the satellites being able to see the stuff in our house and like the conspiracy of the government and stuff.
George Orwell, 1984, and also
no, it wasn't
Odyssey 2000.
It wasn't that. It was I don't remember because I used to read R.L. Stein and all of them too, and Stephen King. But it was it wasn't George Orwell, but it was a hey said what's going on. It was another author that used to write about that kind of stuff. And and I remember reading that in high school. And then that Will Smith movie that came out like 20 years ago, Enemy of the State, and then all the other movies that'll come out. Right. So I mean, at this point, take your pick. But we were just talking about that before we went live. So now we're going to
remember Animal Farm? Before Animal Farm. If you haven't read Animal Farm, that was also another George Orwell book. But like, so when I was in school, we used to have to do book reports. So we had to read a book a month. And I remember reading Animal Farm. It was assigned reading. And of course, at the time, I was kind of pissed off about it. And basically, the pigs were the head of the farm. They were prejudiced against all the other animals, and they thought they were superior, etc., etc. Just the same thing that's going on in society now. So, I mean, I just encourage people to get back into books. And the reason, and just think about this before we segue into our next thing. The reason that they ban books is because, like my mother used to always say, if you want to hide something from someone, put it in a book, because a lot of people don't like to read.
I think, and this is just my take on that, I think like many things that are said in society, there's a lot that is said in reverse psychology to psych you out of something, right? So if you say that enough times, people are going to start to think, oh, well, people don't really read. I ain't got no point in reading either, right? And then we look at the pipeline from school to prison, and people struggling to read and still being illiterate when they graduate. And that is some people, but it's not everybody, right? But
no.
it feeds itself, and it becomes this thing. So I've heard it too.
But no. I'm sorry, not
put it in a book, but
not to just say that, but think about it. The other thing is that why do you think they're banning books? They're banning books because books teach us a lot. Books teach us a lot. And so,
but there's still power in spoken word,
right?
There's still power in music, and there's still power in art. So that's why I'm like, I grew up hearing that too. But the only reason I challenge it is because I still think so many of us learn outside of that.
But those are the things. All the things that you just said are things that they tried to censor. They tried to censor all these things because they don't want us to learn. They want to tell us what to think. They don't want us thinking anymore.
I get what you're saying. I guess my counterpoint is simply that a lot of our history was lost because we didn't get that oral tradition in all of our families. Some people still got a great bit of it. The hands-on in the kitchen with grandma, in the kitchen with uncle, in the kitchen with aunties and cousins, on the family farms, on the family land, communities that were really tight-knit and strong. And then there were those of us that kind of got discombobulated when our families got thrown all around. And for whatever the reason, whether it was fear, ignorance, illiteracy, whatever it was, a lot of times those traditions did not get passed down orally
Correct.
or as consistently as they could have orally, or through
Correct.
art, or through grimoires, or personal journals, or whatever it was that was available in our individual families and communities and cultural communities as well included,
Right.
right? So that's why I'm saying I grew up hearing that as well. You
Right.
want to have something, put it in a book. But what I'm challenging, because I hope that anybody that watches this, everybody, I guess the other reason I'm challenging this is everybody does not read, not because they don't want to learn or they choose to be ignorant, but that's not the best way that everybody learns. So that's when we get into learning styles and cognitive processing, right? That's when we get into
Right.
neurodiversity. Like, how do you best take in information and synthesize it so that you can retain it, recall it, regurgitate it, use it, implement it? That being
Right.
said, I don't learn great by reading. And it took me years to really understand that. Like, especially when I was in college, I would read something and be like, wait, what? I have to read the same thing 3, 4 times because my mind would just be running and I wouldn't processing what I was reading. But if you give me something
Gotcha.
to listen to, bet I
Mhm.
can hear most things one time and process it and get it. Don't let me put it on repeat if it's a song or it's a rhyme or a rhythm and I'm jamming to it. Oh, I'm really in it then, right? So that's why I'm like, I hope that anybody watching this doesn't feel like they have to panic, because I know everybody's been panicking because they've been trying to ban books and take books out of school. But guess what? How many of us still have copies of those books? How many of us have learned things that we didn't read or that we read that we still have access to talk to one another? How many conversations do you and I have? Do Sean and you and I have behind the
Right.
scenes? Do Sean and I have, or whoever has all the time that we're still passing
Right.
information? Like, this is my tangent because we learn in so ways. And I think that was an old bullshit ass saying just to trick Black people not to read, right? Reverse psychology. If I can psych you out because you think ain't nobody else reading, guess what? I ain't gonna say most, some people, the average person may do. Well, they ain't reading, I ain't gonna read either. And it worked.
Yeah.
But if we keep
Yeah.
telling them it's more available than you think, have a conversation with your girlfriend, have a conversation with your bro. This is why I'm a big fan of people having
Right.
friends and spending quality time together. Because when you start talking about anything and everything, there's so much wisdom and knowledge that is passed. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
My
And
soapbox.
the funny thing is that and when we were talking about reviewing some of the things that we talked about this year, and I
Mm-hmm.
remember one of the episodes when we talked about um, Dexter Manley, and we talked about him coming out and saying that he couldn't read, but
Mm-hmm.
that was commonplace when you were an athlete,
Mm-hmm.
especially back in the 70s and 80s and stuff. When they found out you could play ball real well, they would rather you play ball and they not teach you anything than you learn something. And so what did they do? They pushed him through school, so he was illiterate,
Mm-hmm.
but he was great on the football field.
Yep, all the
And
time.
yeah,
I saw it when
yeah.
I was in college. I was like, bro, because I was the manager for the girls basketball team, and one of my best friends was the manager for the boys basketball team, right? And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
now we was all in the same class on the same bus at the same game. How is it that I'm being penalized because I wasn't back in time to do the makeup test or make it to class, and they getting a pass? Like, really?
Because
And
you
so
don't play, you just carry equipment.
right. And that was the difference. Like, they really got a pass. And I know a lot of them could not read very well, and some of them could not read at all. And it used to piss me off because it just felt not solely about why they getting something I'm not getting, but it was more so about they should not leave this place not knowing a damn thing. They should not leave this place after all the blood and sweat and tears they done left out on that court for this school, still
Right.
not having any idea who they are or not having any idea what their career aspirations are, what they want to do in life. And again, it's not saying that all of them were like that, because some of them were very intelligent, genius level, right? We used to have some of the best conversations all the time, all of us.
Right.
But so
Right.
many of them were lost. And it just pissed me off, the fact that the school was so blasé about it. Like, really? I just, I'm sorry, I'm plugging my computer up. Like, really? Wow. And I sat on the committee, so I know how much money they were getting. They were getting a shit ton of money.
But you know what else too? The thing
Yeah.
is that it wasn't until recently that the athletes themselves have started to see financial benefit in college. But they used to make money for the schools, and yet they would be broke themselves. They were
Mm-hmm.
broke. And
Mm-hmm.
a lot of times all they had was the scholarship to play ball. Like they would, that's why they weren't really concerning themselves with them going to school, or actually getting a degree or something that they could use after they got out of school.
Right.
And heaven forbid something happened and they became injured or whatever, and they couldn't perform. That'd be a terrible thing. That'd be a
Yeah.
terrible thing, because then they weren't going to be able to do anything because they didn't learn anything while they were in school.
Well, I saw quite a few of them have to leave school because best believe, baby, if you can't play, you don't get that scholarship. I
Oh,
don't know what it is
absolutely.
now, but I know back then I saw plenty of them get sent home. You're not keeping
Yep.
that scholarship if you're not playing. And if you don't have that scholarship, no, baby, you don't get free rent. You don't get tuition included.
Right.
So you either finna come up with a lot of money or you got to go home. And again, that was another thing that pissed me off. It's great while they're sweating up and down this court and working their asses off for y'all to bring in all this sponsorship money and all this community money. But if they're injured or they're hurt or something goes on and they need to take a break for whatever reason, mental health, physical, death in the family, whatever, now all of a sudden they're in jeopardy if they have to be out for, a decent amount of time. And so
And
again, that's a conversation for us to dive deeper
for
into,
another day.
on another
Yep.
episode. Yeah, because that's our hot topic for today, I guess. But just worldly things and societal things, but for another day and time, because we really want to talk about holiday boo things, fun buddies, fuck buddies, and child, whatever else you may call them.
You know what they call? They call vacation booze. You
Vacation
know,
boo things. Have you ever
vacation
had a
boo
vacation
thing. Well,
boo?
well, sure I have. I sure have. So, the vacation booze, because we're in a society now where a lot of us don't live where we grew up.
Mm-hmm.
And so you would have that vacation boo because you were visiting the area that you grew up in.
Yeah.
And it might be somebody that you used to deal with when you did live at home, or it might be somebody you used to crush on when you did live there. But in either case, it wasn't something that you or they wanted to sustain, either because of distance or because they didn't fit into your, for lack of a better word, life.
Yeah.
They didn't fit neatly into your life. And so a lot of times when people don't fit neatly into your life, they become vacation booze. Just
Mm-hmm.
in case of emergency break glass booze.
Wait a minute. In case of emergency, break glass. That's a good one. That's a good one. Or should it be in case of emergency, pull zipper? I'm just
that
saying.
part that part but
I'm just saying.
and it's not saying you're ashamed of them or you don't like them really or whatever, but sometimes some relationships are just not convenient. And
True.
if it's not convenient, let's just be honest, people aren't going to invest in things that aren't convenient. A lot of times it's
I
just
mean,
It's too much work. And they're
It
like,
depends on the connection between the people. There's some
this
people
is
that can't
true.
sustain long distance, and there's some people that make it work for years because they're invested in one another and the eventual outcome, So I think it just depends on the people.
And there are some people who prefer long distance because they don't want to see them every day. What? I'm just saying. Okay,
No,
listen.
I'm
Okay,
laughing
I'm trying
because
to get it on camera so that you can see my face. Because let me tell you something. I am like dead serious.
so I know I wholeheartedly agree with you. Listen, so I'm laughing because I understand the sentiment, right? I am that person does not necessarily need to see you every day. Hold on, Nadina. Wait, okay. Nadina said that is real in case of emergency break glass.
Mm-hmm.
No, I wholeheartedly agree with you. I'm that person that doesn't necessarily need to see you every day, right? I love you. You my boo. Oh, you echoing. Thank you, boo. You my boo. Rock with you, ride with you, down like full flat tires. But I'm that person that says, you know what? When I get married again, I would not necessarily be opposed to living in different households. Now, I don't necessarily want to be long distance, but
across the street.
I'm saying because I at least want to see my person, and you know what I'm saying?
When it's convenient for you.
Yeah, I want to be able to see them regularly. They see me regularly. We have our fun, enjoy our good. Like the sex needs to be regular because why? Why not? But I'm not that person that feels like I need to. I've seen couples that just got on my nerves because they're like, oh my God, that's my best friend. And they can't be apart from each other. And I'm like, that is sickening. That would run my last nerve. I need to have some space to miss you. I need to have some space for the heart to grow fonder. But not too fond, because if it grows too fond, too distant, then that's when I'm like, who? So there's balance.
It either grows fonder or it goes to wander.
It grows fonder of me, myself, and I.
I'm just saying it can go wander too. So
it can. And that's not about, struggling with commitment or cheating, because I don't cheat. But I feel like, again, you have to know what works for you. And I think that holiday booze work for some people because they know every year at that designated time, I got this person. Maybe they got their regular person, and that's boo thing on vacation. What goes on vacation stays on vacation. Stays on vacation, Or maybe
that's what.
Maybe they're polyamorous, and so they know that when they go there, that's their person. Maybe they have a different person every time they travel somewhere. Maybe they like Ludacris and got holes in different area codes. I don't know. But,
holes.
But I think that you have to really know yourself in order to get to the point of recognizing, does a holiday boo serve your purpose? Like, I've talked to women and men that are like, I got a holiday boo that we go cruising together, and that's the only time we see each other is when we on a cruise. And they may cruise 5, 6, 7, 10 times a year, but that is holiday bay, and they gonna bay together on cruise or on vacation. Right. And I'm like, if it works for you, and then when they go home, they're single.
See you next year.
Right. But then when they go home, they're single. Do what you do. Be who you be. Put on cruise. This is bae. It works. They got companionship. They feel safe. They get plenty sex. Doing whatever they trying to do, they doing it. And they doing it well together. But I think you have to know yourself well enough to know, could you handle? That's my thing. Could you handle only seeing that person? Because some people can do it very well. But other people would struggle. Could you handle only seeing that person at that one interval per year, or 3 or 4 intervals per year, if you're going to see them regularly, and not knowing what they're doing in between, and them not knowing what you're doing in between? Or even if you're together, but you're only seeing them.
If you're busy, if you have a life, you probably can. Like, I'm at a different stage in life now. Like, back when I was younger, I had a lot more time. And idle time is the devil's workshop. I'm busy now.
Okay. Hey, why Nest? I am probably Juan. I am so sorry. I just butchered your name. Hey Juan. No, so
Juan Esteban. Oh, okay.
What I want to say is this to that. I'll use me as an example. Last year I was busy as hell, right? I was on at least 200 flights last year traveling for work. Mm-hmm. And that's a rough estimate because it was actually probably more than that, right? That being said, there were times that I was gone, come home for a day, change my bag out, back on another flight. There were times that I was gone for a week and then come home for a week. I mean, it just depended, right? And that being said, I still wanted to spend time with the person that I was dating. Like I get that you can be busy, and I've been the one to use that rationale. I ain't gonna say excuse, but I've been the one to use that rationale quite a bit in my years. I was a gold standard with it. But that being said, I think when you really decide that you want something, what you want, you make time for and you invest in. If it ain't what you really want, or it's not at the top of your priority list, you're not gonna put forth as much effort or invest as much time in it.
I'm actually busy.
Because yes, it was my birthday last Saturday.
I know all these Sagittarius, y'all get on my nerves.
And because we love you back.
Okay, but listen, I am like legitimately busy, right? Because, well, let's just be honest. Right now, in this society and in the field that I'm in, I try to hold on to my little job.
I understand.
And so I got a lot on my plate right now. Because to be honest with you, a lot of people retired, a lot of people left, a lot of people said, yeah, I'm out. I ain't doing this shit.
Wait a second. Hold on. Ivan, I am not
all y'all black. Why does that matter, Ivan?
You know what? Block. Cause nah, we not doing that bullshit. That's block. So that being said, I get it and I hear you. I still say,
the rules are different though. The rules are different for us melanated folks. Mm-hmm. Especially us melanated folks in the highly professional careers.
I understand.
The rules are different. And so when I say I'm busy, I'm legit busy. And then I'm mentally tired when I get off. So I don't really have it right now to emotionally invest in someone. So I thought I did.
Agree with what I said.
I really thought I had it to, be able to emotionally invest in someone. But I realized that I am so mentally and emotionally drained at the end of the day that sometimes I don't even want to talk at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, I get that.
I put this on my schedule, and then on Mondays, I purposely limit my human interaction. And the reason is because I can't human too much. Because I need happy birthday wine. I do. I need time to decompress from human interaction, right? And especially in the type of work that I do. I need time to decompress. And when it's new people, you have to invest a little bit more emotionally than you do if it's somebody that knew you back when, before you were anybody. Mm-hmm. Before you did. And so it's easier to have a holiday boo because they usually knew you in childhood before you was anybody, period. Or they knew you.
I don't disagree with any of that.
Right. And so that's why I say the holiday boo, sometimes it's about the stage and phase of life you're in. When I was a single parent, I also had vacation boos when I was a single parent because I was parenting. And so I couldn't necessarily devote the time and energy to establishing something because I was mom and dad. Couldn't do that. Right. So
Nadina said, I've been in a long distance thing. I love it. Long distance thing. For a while, it was hard, but the relationship got stronger mentally and emotionally. The emotional investment is totally on a different level. I absolutely agree, right? And so I agree with everything that you said, Gypsy, but all of that being said, you actually were agreeing with what I said. Exactly. When it's something that you really want, you invest in it. And not
necessarily. No, not necessarily. I'm not saying I don't want that intimate connection with another human, right? But what I'm saying is I'm at a stage and a phase in life that I'm emotionally depleted at the end of the day, and I just ain't got it right now to be able to do it. I just don't have the emotional bandwidth to do that right now. It's not saying I don't want it. It's just that.
But what I was saying in totality was, if you want it and it's a priority, right now it's not a priority for you, right? Because I've talked about that. I think last episode or the episode before, I said the same thing. Like when I travel and I know I got a people in a training all day with a group of people, I don't talk a lot the day before because my people meter has to be up here in order for me to go do that then. And I'm going to be down here by the time the day is done. And I'm going to go back to my hotel room and be quiet because I don't want to be bothered. But I still will check in with Boo Thing and be like, hey, made it back to my hotel safe. How you doing? You all right? Anything I need to know? I'm checking in on stuff before I disconnect because, again, I want to maintain whatever those things are. No, this is not about judgment.
I know I'm trying, but I just let's just say I haven't.
What up, though, Sean?
Hey, Sean.
What's going on? I apologize. I was working on a project, lost track of time. I'm sorry. I'm here now, though.
All good, all good.
Oh, you was working on your holiday Boo Thing project?
Oh.
I mean, I wasn't working on that, but I mean, if I had one, then I probably would have showed up because I've still been working on that.
Hey, Red,
No, but Gypsy, this is not about judgment. We're like, I love the fact that we're talking this through because I'm hoping that it's going to help somebody figure out where they are, right? Because
Sean, let me catch you up, babe. I don't know how much you caught, but check this out. I was telling Jay, I just don't have the bandwidth to emotionally invest in a new situationship. And so a holiday Boo Thing may work because a holiday Boo Thing is usually somebody you've already established some sort of connection with that you don't really have to invest a whole bunch of like emotional currency with, right? Now, while I wouldn't mind having somebody significant, that requires emotional currency I just don't have to expend right now. I'm like emotionally and mentally spent at the end of the day. And I just can't, I'm not there. I can't do it. And it's not like I don't want it. I just, by the time the end of the day comes, I'm like tapped out and I'm like, hey, tag me in, bro. I'm going to bed. Like, and that kind of thing. And people don't understand that emotional and mental exhaustion actually leads to physical exhaustion. And it's real. It's very, very real.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard to explain to people who don't understand. Like people look at me and they say, oh, but you have a desk job. How can you be so exhausted at the end of the day? Because, bitch, first of all, I am a female in a male-dominated industry. And then I'm a Black female in a male-dominated industry. And when I have to exercise like some of my, for lack of a better word, control, and say, hey, no, we're not doing this, da 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 da, then I have to temper myself so I'm not the angry Black woman, even though I'm just telling you how to, what we have to do to comply to the rules.
I feel you. No, I feel you, and I understand to a certain extent. Now, I'm not really the best person to give advice on that front because I say fuck societal norms, fuck all that bullshit, do you, and fuck it. So I can't talk to that. But as far as like the holiday boot, I mean, I feel you. What people don't really realize because I've been on both ends of the spectrum. I work construction, as well as work in the office. And trust me, I would much rather be doing construction because being mentally exhausted is way more exhausting than being physically exhausted.
That's what I just said, Sean. I said people don't understand that mental exhaustion emotionally and physically depletes you, and it gets you to a point where you really, really need time to rejuvenate. Whereas physical exhaustion, you can go take an Epsom salt bath and you be all right tomorrow.
Take an Epsom salt bath, get a back rub if you're lucky enough, or use your little massager. And I ain't talking about those women massages. I'm talking about the real massages. You know what I'm saying?
Not the rose.
Nah, not the rose. I mean, you can. That'll help you get to where you need to be. But I'm just saying, to relax your muscles. But I understand though, because y'all got to do something about that. Because if y'all don't, y'all gonna be crazy.
Oh my God. So I mean, again, I agree with what both of y'all said, but I'm still saying,
yes,
when it's what you want and when it's a priority, and there's no judgment in that, right?
No,
it's about understanding what you want.
Wait. Going back to what you said before, two things could exist at the same time.
Yes.
Two competing things could exist at the same time.
Yes.
It could be what you want, but you just don't have the emotional bandwidth.
But notice I'm giving two qualifiers to it. It's what you want and it's a priority. It can be what you want, but it still may not be a priority for you to give your energy to it.
It could be a priority. It could be what you want and a priority on your I must have list, but you just don't have it to give because at the end of the day, hold on. Because think about it.
I was speaking to Alicia, girl. I'm listening.
Oh, sorry. Listen, the thing is at the end of the day, what your first priority is shelter, right? That's your first priority. And so by the time you take care of shelter, you're physically depleted. And so that emotional priority, while it's still there and you still want that and you still need that and you still prioritize that shelter and what's the other one, Sean? You know what I'm talking about with the financial. Yeah, it's part of your priorities, but and it's part of your little financial thing, which actually ties in the same way to your job and all those things, right? And so the you priority actually takes a back seat to that, because by the time you get the financial and the shelter, the food and the shelter part done, you ain't got nothing left for the other part.
So here's why I'm countering that. I get what you're saying with shelter, That's not the first priority for everybody.
The fuck it ain't. I
No,
don't like being outside. I mean, although outside, let me stop.
This is not your hot girl summer moment. Keep it together.
I was channeling my Cardi B. I mean, because you know.
Oh Jesus. No,
but I'm just saying. But outside is not. Everybody don't want to be outside.
Okay, so but you have to give room that everybody doesn't think like you, right? We have a broad audience of people, and in my 25 years of experience, shelter has not always been the first thing that people have said to me when I dealt with mental health and wellness.
Hey, what?
Right? Safety.
But safety and shelter go together.
They do not always go together, is what I'm trying to get you to see.
What say you, Sean? Safety and shelter go together.
I mean, I mean, it's I feel both point of views. I mean, now me being the person that I am, you could drive me anywhere and I'm gonna be all right. I can be in the middle of the woods as long as I got a good knife. I'm good. First thing I'm gonna do is give me some food. You know, make a little snare, catch me a rabbit or something. Go ahead and skin that, hang that up, let it bleed out. Build me a shelter. Now I got me a little shelter. Make me a fire. Now I can cook the rabbit. Because after building the shelter, I'm gonna need to eat something. I need some protein. You know what I'm saying? But you know, that's just me. I know a lot of survival tactics. You know,
I mean, safety and shelter to me are the same. Safety and shelter. Because if you got shelter, you got safety. Because
I mean, that's not true though. That's not necessarily true. Because you could be in your shelter and something get in there like a scorpion or a snake, depending on where you live at.
And you're not safe.
And you don't even know it, and then boom, bam.
Right. Let's think about, and not only an animal could get in there, but let's think about abuse. You could be sheltered and not be safe. You can have a roof over your head. You can have a good paying job and not be safe, right? So there are a lot of people that value safety first and then shelter and whatever else they may list off. So this is why I kept going back to priority. You can want a thing, but it may not be your top priority. And I've dealt with too many people through the years that when we've talked about this and had these discussions for whatever the reason, safety came first. Let me be safe. Then I'll work on getting a place to stay. Then I'll work on this. Then I'll work on that, because they may be trying to get away from drug habits. They may be trying to get away from abusive people.
They may be trying to get out of
so they might be military, so they're used to not having stable locations to sleep. As long as they safe, they good, right? It just depends. So that's why I'm like,
I know somebody like that, and that's to me that was crazy, because to me what I was thinking is shelter equals safety, shelter safety, because you can actually defend your little environment that you created.
But if the unsafe thing is in your environment, you can't always defend it, or the environment itself becomes unsafe.
What?
But I mean, it all depends on the specific person and what they value the most.
That goes back to priority. This is why I said you have to want something and prioritize it when it comes to the relationship.
I mean,
we got off this top, we got kind of sideways, but this all started about holiday booze, and to catch you up the rest of the way, Sean, does it work for some people to have a holiday boo they only see, in that interval once or a few times a year, versus having somebody that they can see regularly? And holiday boos work for some people because they don't have the time or the energy, etc., to be able to sustain, something ongoing. And my counter is that I understand, Gypsy, that you're busy. And I'm not saying that you need to change anything that you're doing. Again, we have to hold space in these conversations for people that have different perceptions and experiences, right? So all I'm saying is that to the people out there that are similar to me, I've been busy. I was on 200 flights last year. It ain't but 365 days in the year, right? So that means I traveled more than half the year. Okay. That being said, I was busy as hell. I still made time because it was something I wanted, and it was a higher. Let me rephrase it that way. It was a higher priority, because I've also talked about that on the past episode. Well, I said the exact same thing that you said just now. There are moments in my life where I have recognized I do not have the capacity in this moment to engage in this way with anybody. But my wording was, it is not what I want at this time. I want it at some point, but not right now, because there are other things that hold bigger weight and higher priority for me. And that's what I want to give my energy to.
At this point, y'all just nitpicking. Cause so let me ask you this.
Well, no, I'm trying to put it in
Just listen. Are you part of the Mile High Club?
Yes. No.
Okay.
I'm just lying. I'm just lying.
Oh, you lying. So then you didn't make time. Cause I mean,
you just lied trying to get attention again. No,
I mean, I'm just saying, like, if I'm on that many flights and I'm trying to make time for somebody, I'm like, yo, you're gonna have to catch this flight with me.
Listen, I'm not going to jail, and I'm not trying to get banned from
going
flying.
to jail? What?
I'm good.
I mean, you just gotta know how to act appropriately. That's all. Don't be in there making all types of noises. And you be all right.
First of all, them bathrooms ain't but yay big. It's hard enough to fit one person in there.
They big enough. Trust.
I'm just saying.
They big enough.
Going outside. This is going out.
And number two, it ain't like the bathrooms are hidden. Like, you got to walk past any number of people and all the flight attendants. Nah, I'm good. I'm not trying to be on the ban list. I'm good.
No,
we can fuck when we get there.
Is he? I mean, well, that's true too. But I mean, hey, it's always fun joining the Mile High Club.
I'm sure it is. On a private jet, I might, but not on a commercial flight. No, I'm good.
Oh, even on a commercial flight, that makes it even more.
I don't know now, because I take this pussy out.
I should have had that song on repeat. Listen, she's been waiting all her life for this. And listen, I have the roles reversed, because normally Gypsy won't let you get a word in, but when I was trying to finish my statement, she jumped in defending you. What the hell?
I'm just saying.
It's snowing outside, y'all.
Side.
How long you done had that song on repeat? Tell us. Go on and confess.
It's on repeat in her brain.
Since it came
out. It's on repeat in her brain. It's probably playing right now.
But so here's what I challenge people to do to keep us on track. Because listen, my arm hurting, and yeah. So to keep us on track, what I challenge people to do is this. Oh, I was like, what the fuck is that? That's the dog. Okay.
My elf.
Yep.
My elf on the shelf.
Okay. I challenge people to assess your needs based on where you are with being honest with yourself. If you know that long distance ain't gonna work for you, don't lie to yourself and them and set both of y'all up to fail.
Right.
If you know that you want to be getting it in every day, don't lie to yourself and say that you want a holiday boo thing or a fuck buddy that's halfway around the world. Because unless you have the finances and the resources to make that happen for both of you all to do that on a regular basis, somebody gonna end up mad, right?
Right.
Don't lie to yourself and say that you want a relationship if you know that all you want to do is get a good orgasm every once in a while, every three Tuesdays in the month, you know? I mean, just being honest with yourself. And that's really what both Gypsy and I are saying. Like, being honest with yourself is the key to figuring out which one of these situations is going to work. So it's not about nitpicking. Like, sometimes you got to talk through all the different angles of it, because too many people will set themselves up to fail. And guess what? Wounded ass people keep wounding more people, and that's what I want us to help broaden the conversation around.
That's why I said you was nitpicking, because at this point it's like this: certain things exist for certain reasons.
Oh, very true.
Right.
There would not be there would not be sex workers if there was not a need for that position.
Right.
And so there are people out here that's like, my life too busy. I just want to get my rocks off. I'd rather pay somebody and they go about their business. I don't have time for that relationship shit.
So now you're nitpicking because we already talked about that. We literally said that already.
I'm not. I'm just explaining that. Yes, it's different lanes for different people.
So you mansplaining?
I'm not mansplaining. I'm just saying, like, yo, this is what it is. So. Nah, because okay, so Because the way you explain it is gonna make people think, well, maybe I should do this and maybe I should do that. But if that ain't gonna work for them, then they're gonna be in a fucked up
And what
position.
I said.
Okay, all right. Because you said you gotta prioritize.
No, what I said was figure out what your priority is, what you want, and what's your priority. I mean, to me, that's pretty simple. I don't know whether that would be a different language to somebody else, but
Because
what you want and what your priority is.
it ain't always cut and dry.
And that's why
Because
we're talking it
what
through.
you want and what your priority may not fit with what's going on in your current circumstance.
True.
Right.
True. And that's why we were talking it out. You again, in my mind, I try to talk it through in the different ways because we have so many different types of people in our audience, right? We have the single moms, we have the single dads, we got the polyamorous, we got the LGBTQIA plus, we got the non-gendered, we got the corporates and the execs, we got the thugs and the gangsters, we got the sex workers. We have so many varieties of people in our audience. So as we talk it through,
let's encompass them all.
Yes, and there's always going to be that aha moment. And so, and here's the thing: learning, you got to repeat things 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times in order for people to actually grasp it. The more repetitive it is, it helps it to anchor it in the brain so that it makes sense and they can anchor it in, recall it, and use it. That's why I talk the way I talk and repeat things in different ways. That's the trainer in me. So forgive me for that, y'all. Is in me now, but I'm an advocate of honesty because I'm like, wounded ass grown people running around and jumping from one pussy or dick to the next ain't cute. Jumping
it's
from
so
one
lame.
relationship to
And
the
it
next
leads to
STDs. That part. So it's like we have to be willing to have these conversations for people to talk it through and figure out. Hey, Dale, we have to be willing to talk it through because like it's too many grown people still walking around that have never had a safe person to talk this through with, that have never had a safe person. Place. Yeah. And it's like you can't say that they don't want to do better because sometimes what I realize is people really want to do better. But if you don't have anybody else in your circle or your sphere or your immediate vicinity like having these kind of conversations, because how many men or women
have the real safe conversations, the real conversations, like, yeah, it's easy to talk about being the neighborhood community peen, but I'm sorry. Did I say that out loud? That was my outside voice. Oh, but
no, you said it for the people in the back.
I'm just saying it's easy to talk about being the community peen, but you the community peen because you just don't like being alone, but yet you ain't really ready to have that conversation.
Yeah. Like he the holiday boo for everybody on rotation.
Absolutely. But that's because you don't want to be by yourself.
Yeah.
Or you can't say, listen, if you can't stay in your own company, fuck who I want with you.
That would be facts.
That part.
I mean, and they could be a corporate thug like Sean and be like, I'm too busy for a relationship. Not saying you, Sean, but I'm just saying they could be a corporate thug like you and be like, I'm too busy for a relationship.
Corporate thug that pulls on his beard. That pulls on his beard and says, I probably would engage in a conversation with somebody if it was convenient to me. Oh, sorry. Was I channeling my inner Sean?
I am not saying nothing.
I mean, I don't sound like that, but anyway.
Sure you do. But you don't realize you sound like that.
No, I know exactly what I sound like.
And you pull out your beard just like that too.
That's fine is all I'm saying. But okay.
I think Jissy had too much to drink. But anyway,
no.
I think the main problem is that most people look at the world through their own eyes, which I can't fault them for that because they don't know no other way to look at it. But
yeah,
you really need to start realizing and understanding other people and where they're coming from to try to look at things from their point of view. to actually have an understanding of certain situations and what's going on.
Very true. Very true.
And most people
that's
don't
the
do
reality
that.
of why we have these conversations, right? But that's why we have these conversations.
I'm sorry. I guess I should have pulled on the beard when I said
that. Cause you looking mighty dapper and sexy there with that salt and pepper. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
I've been blessed, so you know.
I just want to run my hands through it one time. But you know, we have these conversations because of that, right? Like we say the things a lot of times that people are afraid to say. We say the things that people message us. Yeah, we say the things that they're thinking. We say the things that we have conversations about with people in our everyday spaces, and then we bring it here. So this is a lot of times exactly what is being reflected, you know, out there in the different communities, different relationships, different spaces.
And while I tease Sean, like seriously, it's only because he's the only dude on our podcast. Yeah. And but on the real, there are dudes that think like that. Yeah. There are dudes that think like, yeah, but you know, I just really I'm in my space and this and the other. But the thing is that they don't want to say I'm lonely and I really like her, but I don't want to give up my player card yet. Bitch, yeah. You 50 and you halfway to the goddamn grave. What do you mean you don't want to give up your player card? Your shit is
your
foot is on a banana peel and you halfway to the grave.
Shit. God damn.
I mean, that got real, didn't it?
Hell yeah. Hell damn. But
I'm in my feelings.
You gotta understand cats in that age range. You gotta understand the time they grew up in. Now I know because I'm 50, you know what I'm saying? But
I know. That's why I was shocked.
When you grow up in that time frame, you know, even when you 8 years old, you know, all the old heads, how many girlfriends you got? How many girlfriends you got? So that creates this stigma that I'm not valid unless I have multiple women.
Yeah, but then when you look back at
I wasn't finished talking. I was not finished talking. No, I wasn't finished talking. Now it only takes for when a man actually matures to understand that all that is some bullshit.
Oh.
And he moves on, but most fellas don't realize that, and they keep it's although it's not at the forefront, it's still in the back of their brain, and it's still what motivates them to have multiple women. And so, yeah, that creates a whole thing, and now it's created a whole generation of hurt people, because the flip side to that is, and that's what a lot of people don't touch on, women hurt men just as much as men hurt women.
I agree. Actually, but it's more.
Well, okay, but I didn't want to go there because I know
it's
women
actually more because a woman that cheats on a man.
I guess you just want to just overtalk me and just don't want to let me talk. Huh?
I'm just saying, a woman that cheats on a man will fuck him all the way up, and that nigga will be no good for nobody.
I mean, you know, but I could have finished my statement, but that's fine. Go ahead. You got the floor.
I'm just saying. Go ahead, Sean. You got it.
You got the floor. I'm done.
You got it. I'm just saying. Listen, I was just stating the obvious because.
But you ain't let him finish, hush.
I'm just saying, I was stating the obvious because when a man, listen, he'll do the same fucking shit.
Let him finish the point.
I'm just saying.
No, she can go ahead.
I'm just saying he'll do the same shit, but then when a chick does it to him, that nigga will lose his fucking mind and want to take out everybody.
Okay, can he finish his point now?
Okay,
no, she's good because I want to speak to that. That's because most men ego can't handle this shit.
Oh.
because in this world of men, you are taught a certain thing, and you had a certain ego, and because your ego can't handle it, now you on some bullshit. But a lot of people don't understand. There's the ego, there's the super ego, you got the id, you got there's so many factors in there, but they don't take the time to actually learn themselves. They try to portray what the world wants them to be because that's what they've been taught, instead of just, this is me. I'm gonna do me. I'm gonna learn me. I'm gonna learn myself. I'm gonna go out into this world and whatever you want to do it. If you want mad bitches, that's fine. But when you meet a woman, you let her know, like, look, I got like 10 to 15 women I'm fucking with right now. If you want to join the roster, that's cool. Don't sit there and make her feel like she the only one.
And then when she tell you want to join the roster, I got 9.
And niggas can't handle that. They can't, because they not in tune enough with themselves. Now there are some that can, because you could look, there are thruples or polyamorous relationships where men, like, it's one woman and like 4 or 5 men, but they cool with it. Me personally, I ain't cool with that, and it's not because of my ego.
Saturday. How about that?
I mean, me personally, I'm not cool with that. It's not my ego or anything. It's just simple fact. I ain't gonna be sitting there chilling and then somebody else in there, just banging my girl out. Like, nah, that ain't happening. That's just all that is.
That ain't your girl. That's the problem. That ain't your girl.
But
you got Saturday.
She all our girl. She all our girl though.
She ain't your girl. She your girl on Saturday.
Nah, she all our girl. That's how that works.
Bullshit. She's your girl on
just
Saturday.
Just like when they got sister wives. That's all they husbands,
Pick your day. Your day is Saturday. She's your girl on Saturday. Other than that, she outside.
No, she ain't outside. It's just us 5. She ain't outside. It's just us 5 in the house. We all here together.
I'm sorry, Jay. Jay lost her mind when I said that.
I just am like, what?
I'm just saying. So if you have Saturday, that's your girl on Saturday.
But that's not how that works.
You don't have nothing to do with what she do Sunday through.
But that's Friday. Not how that works. They don't have designated days all the time. Sometimes it's up to that person to decide who he or she wants to be with when, whether it's more than one person in the same day, whether it's one person each day. Because that's not how every polyamorous or open relationship or multiple person relationship works. They don't always just have designated days that you can only be with them on Saturday or you can only be with them on Thursday. That's not how that works.
They do in my world.
Okay.
My world is organized. My world has a calendar.
God. We get it, boo.
It's okay. All right, Jissy. So it sounds like you need to go ahead and get your harem together.
Okay. Because that's what it sounds like she's trying to tell us. She gonna have a harem a minute.
Mine has days. And then she rested on the 6th day.
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday,
Who's
Friday,
the
Saturday.
she? Is the she you or you the she?
I'm just saying. And then she rested on the 6th day.
Oh my God.
So she gives you your days and then she rests on the 6th day.
Okay.
Not the 7th. Because the 7th day is already designated. Somebody took that day. So she rests on the 6th day.
If I'm in that situation, shit, it's me and you. We got this, bro. Let's go ahead and tag team it real quick. Every day. Fuck that. If I'm in that situation, shit.
Oh shit.
You're gonna be like Busta Rhymes and have your dick in her mouth? Like what? Like what? What in the world? Y'all is wilding right now. Oh my God.
I'm just saying. But on the real though, holiday booze are usually created to me by someone you've known usually for a long time, and usually in a place that you don't necessarily live.
I mean, I can see that.
You don't necessarily live in their environment. That's not somebody you would interact with on a regular basis. And that's why they're thus the holiday boo, because you would only see them when you're in that area. And most of the time you're not in that area until it's the holiday.
I mean, but could it also be that y'all might live in the same city or neighboring city? Like, it's not far. You ain't got to be on vacation, but because of time, scheduling, kids, responsibilities or whatever, that's the bay and the boo thing. When you decide you need it, when you decide to go on holiday, it could be every other month. It could be every 3 months. It could be once a year or every 6 months or whatever. But that's your designated person. Maybe you like them a little bit more than calling them a fuck buddy, but it's not a full-blown relationship. That's the other part that I think we have to cover is that you have to define what it is based on what you decide that you need. And like we've all said, be fucking honest. Like, don't be around here leading people around by
and don't be out here settling because he say,
Jesse, can you let somebody finish their thought?
My bad.
Like, don't be out here leading people around by the nose. And what Gypsy said, don't settle. Because again, I'm a big advocate of talking and communicating. I don't care whether you're in an intimate relationship with them, in a romantic relationship with them every single day, or whether they're bae every 6 months or once a year, or hell, every 10 years. Like, be open and honest about this. Is why I'm going back to what is it that you need and what is it that you prioritize. I'll use me as an example. We started off with Gypsy saying she was busy. That's why I referenced last year. I was all over the fucking place last year. I think I did half our shows from different hotel rooms, right?
You did.
And that's how Gypsy and I kicked off on her joining the podcast. I was in Maryland and I was in Baltimore and she came to hang with me, right? And so, and that being said, even though I was busy and I was tired, safety is a huge priority for me. It's right there with shelter. Like, they're intangible for me to discriminate them or take them apart. You can't separate them from me. Safety and shelter are the same thing for me. They're not for everybody though, right? But that being said, a part of my safety is being anchored to the people that I love, because I'm flighty. Now, what do I mean by that? And I'm talking about this because I know people deal with this. Number one, I'm a whole Sagittarius. Number two, ADHD. Number three, I'm fucking me. So all that encompasses based on my life. Number four, I'm a business owner. Number five, I have to be in the corporate space a lot for my work. So I'm dealing with all kind of people and all kind of things, which means there's a part of my day when I'm working that I am not fully expressing myself or just being my crazy, zany, eclectic being. So when I'm busy, that's when I need my anchors the most. My anchors being the things that I determine that keep me safe and ground me, but also the people that I lean to help create those anchors. I know when I talk to them, my brain connects it and it brings me back to earth. I'm not up there in the clouds just floating around like a squirrel jumping from cloud to cloud, right? So this is why I was saying you got to figure out what you need and what you prioritize, because I'm also the person that says, even though I prefer to have my person and that's what I want, I recognize that I could do very well living in a separate space from my person. I don't have to live in the same house with them. As long as I'm communicating with them regularly, as long as I get to see them regularly and we getting our good in and having fun and we got our intimacy on point to meet both of our needs, I don't necessarily have to live in the house with them 24/7, but there are other people that need that. So you have to figure out, but I don't like long distance. That's the conundrum of me. So you have to figure out, go ahead, Sean, you have to figure out what makes sense for you.
What is regularly?
What is regularly for what?
Like, what does that look like? Because you said so I just want to know what that looks like to you.
As far as seeing them, sex?
No, communication.
Communication? I think that if you are in a committed dating experience, whether you're exclusive or not, if you're in a committed dating experience with a person, meaning I've had a conversation with you, because there are levels to this thing. How do you break it down and how you define it? Right? So if I've had a conversation with you and we have decided that we are dating, I need to be talking to you at least a few times a week. longer than a week, and you no longer exist to me at that point, because there's nothing outside of death or you being in a coma in the hospital and can't talk that means that we should go that long without actually checking in to see how each other's doing or saying, hey, you still alive? Like, that's just basic respect to me and connection. If we are in a committed relationship, we're dating exclusively, or we progress to being in a committed relationship together, I think you need to be talking at least every other day. If you're just dating. Relationship, I feel like I need to be talking to that person every day. That doesn't mean we're going to be on the phone for hours. Sometimes, depending on our schedule, we may be like ships in the night, but we at least need to be checking in through text, like, you good? How are you doing? How's your day? Need anything? What's going on? So that you are involved, because this is not a relationship. That's just parallel parking, right? This is a relationship, two or more people coming together and actually intertwining and engaging. That's how I define it for me. So that's why I'm big on, you got to talk and communicate to figure out where you and that person or persons lie on the scheme and scale of what this experience needs to look like. Because if not, this is where the hurt feelings come in. He thought they were dating, she thought they were fucking, or vice versa. So now somebody's feelings are hurt because, what you mean we just fucking? Well, I thought we was together, but all of that could have been avoided if y'all had put your big girl drawers and big boy boots on and said, let's sit down and have a conversation. Even when you start sleeping with people, if you have not asked them, when is the last time you had an STD test, STD test, I can't even talk, STD test or STI test? When is the last time you went to the doctor and had a physical and an overall evaluation for your well-being? How often do you go to the doctor? What does your personal hygiene look like? And you not only need to be asking these questions, but you need to be observing them, because a person can tell you they bathe every day, but you might smell them and that tells a different story. That's all I'm saying. So you need to be observing and you need to be talking. If you are not asking them, who else are you being intimate with and sleep?
I'm sorry. It's just when you said that, I was like, dang, a nigga just come out like, yeah, I'm put these busty balls on your face. Like, that's fucked up. I'm sorry. It's just when you said that, it just fucked me up, because I know niggas out here got bad fucking hygiene habits, and I don't understand, but niggas, wash your ass. Get up in between them butt cheeks. Stop fucking around thinking, oh, I'm gonna let the water run through. Nah, fuck that. And that shit is not gay, nigga. It's your ass. Now, if you in there watching 10 other niggas' asses, yeah, I'm gonna ask questions. But it's your ass. Watch that shit. Soap and water. Watch clothes. Get up in there. Fuck that.
Don't use the same rag on your face that you used on your ass.
Nigga, look. Now, you go minimalist and have 2 washcloths, or you can have 3 washcloths, but the minimum is 2. Because you don't use the same washcloth on your ass that you use on your goddamn face or your body.
But if you do, then you'll understand why she don't want to kiss you.
If you do,
or hell, why he don't want to kiss her? Because there's some women that I've smelled that I was just like.
And women definitely need 3 different washcloths. Definitely.
Yes.
Listen.
So this is why I'm saying, because listen, we got to be out here talking. And where I was saying, left off, I think was, are you talking about how many people y'all are sleeping with? Like, you shouldn't be sleeping with somebody if you are not having the conversation of how many people are you sleeping with. Because you don't need to get your feelings hurt when you call him tomorrow or her tomorrow and they be like, nah, Jody over here. And you be like, but I was in your bed yesterday. Well, Jody in my bed tonight, nigga, bitch. Like that. Right. This is why feelings are hurt, because people don't talk. This is why folks get suicidal, homicidal, and everything in between, because we're not having enough conversations. Now, sometimes it's truly a mental health issue, and that's a whole different conversation. But sometimes it's the lies or the omission, because some people be like, well, I ain't lie. I just didn't tell you everything. The omission of the truth. Like the omission of you don't like to wash between your ass cheeks, that's a big omission. You know what I'm saying? But I blame the person that didn't know when they married them or started dating them or having sex with them, because how did you not smell them? Like I be trying to hug up. I don't even like to touch everybody. But if I'm dating you and I'm considering being intimate with you, I want to hug you. I want to see what you smell like up close and personal. I want to talk to you on different days so I can see you after you just came from the gym or after you just got off work or before you like, come on now.
That's my only caveat. That's my only caveat. If you just came from the gym and you feeling froggy, that's my only caveat. Because sometimes that musty love be good love. Sometimes.
Nah, I'm good.
But you gotta know your partner. Like, you can't be no dirty ass and get up and go to the gym and then come and got shit stains in your jaws trying to have sex. No. But you take your shower before you go to bed. You get up in the morning, y'all go to the gym and y'all work out, and y'all come back and y'all want to get a little salty love in. That's cool. That's between y'all. I mean, that's you. That's why I say it depends on the person.
It's levels to it, yeah. It's levels to it. But Sean, I agree with everything you said, and I want to add this. The reason I like to hug people at different times, I just want to see what you smell like after your routine. Like before you shower, after you shower, different parts of your day, different parts of your evening. Because if you smell like the back of a baboon's ass after you just left the gym.
No, she said the back of a baboon's ass.
Why do you smell this bad? Just going to the gym to work out. Like, that's not just gym sweat. That's hygiene at that point. You get what I'm saying?
Did you say the back of a baboon's ass though?
And I did. That's a problem. So
I don't know what that smell like. I would imagine that's pretty grody, but
I don't know what it smells like either, but I imagine it smells bad as hell.
But I mean, you just that's my whole thing. You just gotta be you, but you also gotta understand that if you're dealing with other people, there's certain things you have to do if you want to deal with those people.
Yeah.
And honesty is the number one thing, and that's just what it is. And I now don't get me wrong. I learned that growing up. Being in situations. I learned that because I had somebody literally tell me like if you had told me you was doing that, it would have been fine. And I was like, damn, that never even crossed my mind because all I ever was told was, you do this and you do that, and that's how I did it until I learned that. And of course, that didn't happen until I was in my early 20s, whatever. So yeah, trust me, things work out. You get a lot more shit if you be honest. Trust me, it works out.
I think so too. I think if a lot more people would be honest, more men wouldn't have to be players because you might meet a woman that want to date other people too, or want to have sex with other people too, and y'all could be main people to each other and have your little side, do whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so much. Life is a spectrum. It don't have to be one way or the other. It don't always have to be right or wrong. But it becomes right and wrong when you lie to people and you take their choice away. And I'm a big fan of
that. Oh my God, that right there, that hit it on the nail right there. Don't take my choice away. Mm-hmm. Don't take my choice away because there are some people that might be willing to do certain things if you didn't take their choice away. Mm-hmm. But when you take their choice away, it's like you didn't even give me the benefit of the doubt of being able to articulate what I wanted or didn't want, because for all you know, I may have wanted the same thing. Mm-hmm. But because you took my choice away, now I don't want anything.
Yeah. A lot of people miss out on a good opportunity, right?
Right.
That's true.
Because they lied or they lied through omission. And when you take that person's choice away and they feel violated or victimized or harmed in some way, now you've lost any opportunity to explore that experience with them versus, like you both said, if you had just given it to them up front, who knows what they might have been willing to sign up for.
Mm-hmm. But the flip side of that is you got to be asking the right questions.
That too.
Yeah.
You got to. because like I had a boy. He met a female, was talking to, put quite some time into it, and everything seemed going great. And then out the blue, she got a man. Like, how y'all been talking for this long, like 2 months, and now you just found out you got a man?
Oh, let me stop.
We can tell somebody hot in the ass. But anyway, well, as the old people used to say, she got a white liver.
She got a what?
A white liver.
Oh my Lord Jesus. Okay.
You ain't never heard that?
I have not.
Oh, that's the old saying. That's the old saying. That's some deep down, south. She got a white liver. But but like, how do you even get yourself in that position? Because me, I'm gonna talk to you. What's going on? What's up? Because although we might be vibing and kicking it, I'm trying to get somewhere, and I'm trying to know if you trying to get there too. If you're not, that's cool. I ain't mad at you. I just need to know that as soon as possible, especially if you got a man. That should have been something when I was like, let me get your number, or here, take my number. You should be like, cool, we could talk, but I got a man. Cool.
Right.
But a lot of people, and guys do the same thing,
Right.
A woman be like, oh, you cute, whatever, can I have your number? Sure. Or here's my Instagram. But don't tell them they got a girl and shit.
Yeah.
So, that's something that you need to put out there because there's some people you tell them, like, yo, I got a man, I got a girl, and they be like, shit, I don't care.
What's your man got to do with me? I got a man.
But see, that's the other thing too, is that know yourself and to thine own self be true. Like just be honest with, and don't think that just because he says that he wants just a cutty thing and you agree with that, even though you don't want that, thinking that you could change his damn mind. You can't.
Yeah.
You can't.
And on the flip side of that, if your feelings change, because people will agree to it and be like, oh, I'm good, I just want this. But if I think you have to go into it. Anytime I've had a fun friend, I've always had that conversation. If your feelings change or my feelings change, we need to come back to the table and discuss, because that changes the dynamic. And I've walked away from it before when someone's feelings change, and I knew that my feelings were still like, this is all I see you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to be honest. This is where folks start getting stabbed and folks be in the bushes and all kind of stupid, unnecessary shit be going on. Like, listen to me. I remember, and I think I shared this on the show a long time ago last year. I remember I was dating this guy, and I was at he and his cousin were roommates, and I was at their house one night, and we're just sitting there watching the movie, and we hear some noise like. So he get up, he called off of work that night. The cousin, he had called off work that night. From what I remember, it's been a long time ago. And so he go outside, his girlfriend in the fucking bushes, because they work together. And she was trying to figure out why he wasn't at work. So she was in the bushes trying to figure out who I was in the house, because you could kind of see us all in the living room watching TV through the blinds. Who that bitch in there? Are you serious? You in the bushes? Oh, no, ma'am.
Nah, I've heard plenty of horror stories, and being a former stalking victim myself, it's real.
Not fun.
Yeah, it's not fun. It is
done that
real.
With one too. Yeah, it is not fun.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, folks are crazy out
there. I had an experience a long time ago where some big bros of mine used to have to literally take turns parking at the beginning of the neighborhood to see was the person coming, because my neighbor caught him outside my place a few times in the bushes. And so it's not a good experience. And it wasn't because I wasn't being honest. It was because I was being honest, like, I'm done, leave me alone. And sometimes people don't want to take no for an answer, right? But again, this is why communication is so important. At the end of the day, lastly, before we finish, I want to share some news with y'all. I can make a bird, y'all. This is like amazing. This is epic, because I just had surgery on this hand last Tuesday. I don't know if y'all can still see the bruising.
Oh wow! And you can flip us off already?
It's coming back, girl.
Yeah.
It took weeks for this one to be able to get back to that point without it hurting. This one is like, hey, we got it down now. No, I'm just.
Well, that's because you're not a lefty. You were right.
No,
and
I'm
so
a lefty.
this one came back and said, "Bam, bitch."
But I'm a lefty though. This one was like struggling, but I don't know what. But I was just excited about that. I had to share that with y'all before we ended tonight because I felt like this was breaking news, y'all.
The one thing that we want to always share is that always be honest with what it is that you want, where you are in your journey, and don't just give in to somebody else's, for lack of a better word, somebody else's fantasy or whatever, because you're not going to change them. So don't try to agree to something thinking that you're going to make somebody else change and be part of your equation or whatever. You're not.
Yeah. I mean, that's interesting. So, hey, why don't y'all out there, listeners, let us know what y'all fantasies are. Let's talk about fantasies. Let's get into that.
What's your fantasies? I wanna lick
from your head to your toes. Oh,
we're gonna stop right there.
Listen, we can't be friends if you can't respond to me in song lyrics. We are not friends.
Fact. Okay. If I say you down with OPP,
yeah, you know
me.
If you can't answer, you don't.
And if I say, bitches, we going outside. The pussy going out. Oh,
we're gonna be all screaming outside with Gypsy now.
Yeah, no, I ain't saying that.
I'm just saying. I'm like, hey, that's my song though.
I say, hey, do you?
I mean, you know, it's sad because it pops up every single time somebody say the word outside. That's all I think about is how the pussy going outside.
Oh my God. Well, I'm glad we're ending on a lighter note. That's why I was talking about my little bird, you know.
Right.
Because we did talk about a little bit of heaviness. And the thing is, it doesn't always have to be heavy and painful. It doesn't have to be bad and boring and stuffy. Like relationship conversations. Listen, I love when I'm, you know, dating and getting to know somebody. Let's just get a drink and sit down and laugh and talk. I don't care whether we drinking alcohol or just something, you know, yummy, some Kool-Aid, hell, it don't matter. But just let's get something and let's just sit down and talk and just laugh and get to know each other. It doesn't always have to be such a dreaded, painful, uncomfortable conversation. And if you're really vibing with that person, it becomes much easier. Disclaimer, because we understand for some people, depending on personality, abuse, experience, whatever, it's just going to be a different experience. But we're talking about a relatively normal, because what the fuck is normal at this point anyway, but a relatively normal, healthy, balanced individual. Usually, if you're vibing with that person, you're going to be able to sit down in a relaxed situation and just have conversation and let it flow. And if you just let it flow, all the things that you need to be talking about, you ain't got to grill them like it's an inquisition. Sex and dating and what are you looking for and hygiene, all of those things really are going to end up just coming out in natural conversation or jokes if you're listening and paying attention, right? And if you're observing them. So, you know,
and all jokes ain't jokes.
There's a lot of just that whole truth.
Right.
See, I hate that term because a lot of people take that and be like, "Oh, you saying you joking, but you mean it." It's like,
they taking it wrong.
Nah, I'm just joking. But the one thing is, you can be interrogated without the other person even knowing you're interrogating them. It's the art of the conversation.
The art of persuasion, the art of conversation.
You just ask the right questions the right way, and they're going to tell you everything you want to know. And they're not going to feel like they're being grilled or being questioned. Now, sometimes you do got to question them, like, hold the fuck up. What? What you mean by that? Because, hey, if you don't do that, They're gonna keep flowing like that shit never got said.
Right.
Well,
you
with
gotta
that,
know the difference in how.
Go ahead, Sean. I thought you were finished. I'm sorry.
No, I was saying you just gotta know the difference and know how to execute. That's all.
And that being said, y'all, if you're gonna have you a holiday boo, be safe and be truthful. If you making it a holiday boo just because you think it's gonna turn into something more, maybe you need to tell that boo that you want something more and just see what happens.
Wrap it up.
But in either case, wrap it up, because if it's just a holiday boo, you don't know what he doing in other 364 days.
That's true.
365 if it's a leap year. But anyway.
Listen, wrap it up. Protect yourself from unwanted kids, STDs, communicable diseases, and all the things in between. And understand
protect your neck.
I
said protect your neck.
Yeah. And even with that, understand it ain't nothing 100% other than abstinence. So be prepared to have adult conversations and grown conversations. And also understand that when you choose to be sexually active with somebody, shit come back from decades ago sometimes. So because there is that can lay dormant in our body.
And protect yourself from soul ties. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Like if you know that if you know that you're not trying to be in a long-term situationship with that person, maybe you ought not be in any kind of situationship with them for real, because soul ties are real.
No, that's true. I mean, look.
Very true.
You just gotta be true to yourself, and that's why I say fuck conventional norms, fuck society and what they say. Oh, you need this, you need that, you need to do it. Fuck all that bullshit. Live your life the way you want to live it.
Right.
And focus on what you want. If there's things you want, let it be known.
That part.
Don't sit there and bullshit.
Yeah.
Now, if you just enjoying yourself and having fun, that's fine. Say, hey, I'm enjoying myself. We having fun. If the other person wants to go something more past that, and that's not what you want to do, whether you seen them exclusively or not, then let them know that. Like, okay, that's really not what I want to do.
Yeah. Right.
But just be real. Just be upfront, and try to enjoy your life.
You only get one.
That's all I gotta say, basically.
Basically, in this body, that's it, baby. I want to slide in my grave sideways, used up, and looking back at my life and being like, damn, I did that.
I want to look back at my life and be like, woo, that shit was fun. That being said, no.
I ain't flying no grave. I'm getting cremated, so y'all can just throw my ashes.
Oh,
I was just gonna say, all jokes aside, my people know, and it's written in my my will, my living will, and my directive. Bitches don't bury me because I'm hunting every motherfucking body that put me in the ground. Burn me and put me out to sea.
That part.
Or a nice lake or something, some moving water, okay? Don't put me in no stagnant ass pond. I'm gonna come back and haunt your ass then too. But yeah,
we want y'all to enjoy your holiday.
Yes.
Whatever way you choose to enjoy it. Enjoy your holiday. Be reflective, be purposeful in your connections, and and just enjoy your week.
Yeah.
And enjoy your people, because like I said, the people that we get this year, we may not see them next year. So be purposeful about your connections.
Yeah.
And with that being said, I'm going to say I see y'all next week.
Well, wait a minute. Shit, I got something to say. Put the damn cup down, Gypsy.
I think she had too much.
Oh, shut up, Red Cup, with your late ass.
Okay, so the only thing I want to say last was, one, make sure that you subscribe to the channel so you get notified when we go live. Make sure that you like the video, because that engagement helps us. Thank you for everybody that comments and and also clicks that share button as well to all the people that you want to participate in this conversation. Whether you catch us live or the replay doesn't matter. As long as you're joining in and getting something from what we're sharing, we appreciate you. And two, I want to say that whether you're celebrating Christmas, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Merry Xmas, whatever it is that you do.
Happy Kwanzaa.
Happy Kwanzaa. Right. Happy whatever it is that you do, may it be a beautiful day. But if you're struggling, please reach out and get help. The holidays are a really hard time for a lot of people, whether someone that you love died on or near the holiday, whether you are estranged from your family, whether your job or school or marriage or whatever took you away from the family and you're distant from them physically, whatever's going on, if you feel overwhelmed, if you feel heavy, there are so many resources online. Reach out and use them. There are a lot of services that you can text. There are a lot of services that you can call hotlines. If you are feeling overwhelmed and stressed, please do not try to navigate this by yourself. That's the burden that we give into us, feeling like we have to do it all ourselves, right? And the holidays are a really hard time to feel that burden when everybody else looks happy and is celebrating, and it looks like they have all the things, and you're looking at what you feel like you don't have or who's missing from your life. So, excuse me. I just want to give that reminder because a lot of times we forget that we may have people that love us and that invite us or that are coming to us and that we get to be around. But there are a lot of people, for whatever the reason, don't, guys. And so we see you, we hear you, we acknowledge you, we love you. And just remember that you are not alone. We may not be able to be there physically with you, but we are rooting for you to get through whatever it is that you're going through. Okay. That being said, now you can blow your kisses, Gypsy, because we done. We just had
and you know, my other caveat is everybody that look happy ain't exactly happy.
Very true.
So
I'm just going to say
there's not
one.
All you got to do is love your life, because the thing is you only got one life. Love your life. Love your life.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this. Even if you are alone, try something different. Like try volunteering at a church or a community center or a soup kitchen, because you get amazed at the people that you could meet and the connections you can make that could actually make you feel way better than being down and out. So just think about that.
Oh, if y'all do like to hike, because a friend of mine is going hiking with me on Christmas morning, like literally for the past few years, maybe 5-6 years, every holiday before I do anything, I get up and I go for a hike because it's peaceful out there. It's not as crowded because everybody at home trying to cook, trying to get that food ready or traveling or doing whatever. So if you love the walking trails, if you love hiking, if you love being outside, if you're feeling isolated or just overwhelmed in the house by yourself, it's absolutely a glorious day, weather permitting, based on where you live and, whatever concerns you may have. Get out there and go for a walk. So one of my besties is going with me on Christmas morning because she knows that's my routine. And just because I had surgery, I don't need to be out there by myself right now. So she's going with me so I can get my walk in. We can get some bestie time in, and catch up. And then I'm probably coming home get back in my bed. I mean, I might go see some people, but I feel like a potato this week. So I might get back in my bed and be, Netflixing and chilling. And, point being,
you gonna call your boo thing?
Yeah.
You say what?
Oh, he messy as fuck.
I couldn't. She was talking. I couldn't hear you.
I said he out of town.
Oh, okay. So if you going Netflix and chill, you better call your boo thing. But I understand he out of town.
You messy as fuck.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I just asked the question. When you say Netflix and chill, that's the first thing that popped in the nigga head. Like, we going Netflix and chill. You know what? Everybody know what that means.
He out of town. But if he was not out of town, I'd probably be up under him, messy ass. So that being said, I might go over a couple of the besties' houses and get some food. I might order something to have here at the house, but more than likely, I'm gonna just be in the bed being a hot potato and just like baking up under my covers because it's cold as fuck outside. Well, it warmed up this week, thankfully, But it was cold as fuck outside these past couple of weeks. Like it was in the 30s. We Florida babies don't do the 30s like that. That's not a thing that we like. That we don't do that over here. What? Even though I'm in Alabama, still don't do that over here.
You from Southern Florida?
Yes, Fort Lauderdale.
Okay.
I'm used to going to the Northern
Florida. Northern Florida still gets cold in the wintertime.
Right. Like I used to live in Orlando.
That's not Northern Florida. I'm talking about
it still got cold. It still got cold. And I used to live in Virginia. And I remember
so you know what the cold is. Yeah,
I don't like it. Y'all don't like it. I don't like it. Whatever you try to say, I don't like it. If it's above, if it's below 60, I don't like it.
Hey, that's the reason why I'm in Texas now. Because I got tired of the cold. I grew up in it. I'm used to it, but I got tired of it. I had to bounce. Fuck that. That shit.
Yes.
5 feet of snow every time I turn around. I gotta shovel that shit. Nah, I'm done with it.
I'm good. I don't want to go sledding in it unless I'm going to visit it and taking my ass home. Okay. And based on what we're all saying, I think we're also all encouraging you just to really take a look at your circumstances. We're not saying that whatever you're going through is not a challenge. Whatever you may be experiencing may feel like the world is sitting on top of your shoulders. But if you have space, if you feel like you have space, it's a beautiful opportunity to take a look around and just see the blessings that you have. And if you have people, even if you can't be there with them, it's a great opportunity to jump on a video call, jump on Google Meet or FaceTime or Facebook Messenger or WhatsApp or Zoom or Signal or hell, whatever. I don't even know all the things out there now, but it's a great opportunity to jump on a video call and talk to the people that you love. Send audio messages with the people that you love. Text back and forth with them. I've literally spent some holidays when I was just low energy, not because I was, not wanting to see the people I love, but I might have been going through things that just felt fucking heavy. I didn't want to be bothered, but I texted with the people that I love just to make sure that I stayed in good space. You know what I'm saying? Like where there's a will, there's sometimes a way. I can't say there's always a way because sometimes it feels like no matter what side you look on, you're blocked in, and you do need people to help you sometimes. But a lot of the times where there's a will, there's a way. And so I'm encouraging you and asking you, and we're all asking you, like, do whatever you can this holiday to not give in to the overwhelm or the sadness. Reach out for help. Don't isolate yourself if you can help it. Get outside, get some fresh air on your skin, go hang out with some people. Even if you don't have people, take yourself to breakfast or lunch or brunch somewhere that's open. Just be around people. Get on social media in some of these groups and engage. Years ago, when I first had my group, I can't even remember what I used to call it.
What was it called? Meetup? On Meetup?
But I think you remember what I'm talking about, because every holiday, every Thanksgiving and Christmas, I had a 12-hour marathon where I had speakers, and we would come live and talk about different things and encouraging messages. And that way, no matter where you were during a holiday, you could engage with us, right? So, like, I Am Worthy, that was the name of it. I Am Worthy. And I used to do that, right? So at the end of the day, there's somebody out there that cares about you. If you didn't hear it from anybody else, the three of us care about you.
Yeah.
And if all else fails, now I'm not saying if you're suicidal, don't get in our inbox with that, because we can't help you with being suicidal. You need to call
suicidal call. What is it? 288
room. You need to go call 911 or something to get yourself some help,
right,
if at all possible. Or if you know that someone you love is suicidal, intervene if at all possible and get them some help. But if you just need somebody basic to talk to or share your thoughts, you can always email us at sexintimacypower@gmail.com. And I will have my phone with me that day, so I'll monitor it lightly, and I'll message you back and send an encouraging word if I can. That being said, bye, bitches.
Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah,
Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, all that.